SANTACO in the Western Cape has distanced itself from attacks on public transport. Several incidents of violence were recorded where vehicles were stoned and set alight by angry commuters in some parts of the mother city.
Responsibility of what is happening because our vans are standing at the taxi ranks at our houses and we are not operating, so we are not accountable or responsible for whatever that is happening on the street. We have spoken to our operators, we have spoken to our drivers, and that they need not to involve themselves in any criminal activities. Hence we are saying that we are not taking responsibility of what is happening out there, but third force can come and enter into the space when they see the announcement, when they see the activities that are taking place, So we don't know.
Okay, let's get the very latest from Nasiphi. She joins us from Cape Town. Nasiphi, place yourself for us and tell us what it is that you are seeing and hearing.
Well, Juju, we've moved a bit further away from the city centre, about 40 kilometers away, where we are currently in Lwandle, assessing the situation, what is currently happening here in regards to the impact the taxi stairway has had on commuters and residents on this part of the metro. And I'm just going to ask my colleague, before I go into the news by the Western Cape E-Hailing Association. You spoke about the stoning of vehicles. We've seen about 2 in the last 5 minutes making their way past the Lwandle police station, where drivers are basically being stoned. And these are the reports we've been hearing throughout the city and the province. As you do know that 8 of the regions in the Western Cape have basically downed tools, and this was an announcement made yesterday. This follows the attack on buses, torching of buses, trucks and the likes. And just news in actually, we know that yesterday, as much as commuters were stranded, many of them were able to dig deep into their pockets and basically call on Uber or e-hailing services to make their way home. However, today it does seem like when it rains, it pours for commuters, as the e-hailing association in the Western Cape has indicated that they will be also embarking on the stairway, joining or rather throwing their weight behind SANTACO, and that they will be downing their tools as of today and will resume their services on the 10th of August. That means that the association basically represents Uber, Bolt, InDrive and the likes. So basically e-hailing services for commuters is something that will not, or rather service that will not be available. So it will be very difficult for commuters to be making their way to their respective locations this afternoon, taking into account that not only is SANTACO or the minibus taxi industry withdrawing their services, the e-hailing services are also, forming part of those association, or forming part of the associations that are basically withdrawing their services. And this is basically not only just in the city of Cape Town, however, throughout the province. And they are also saying, or rather the Association of E-Hailing Services is saying that they are also received numerous calls from their members, taking into account that their vehicles too are being impounded and the issue of permits. So basically the same challenges and issues and plights that the taxi or minibus taxi industry is currently faced with.
Some police presence where you are, Nasiphi, at this hour. There are also reports of police brutality when it comes to the handling of some of the taxi drivers. What can you tell us with regards to that?
Well, the police presence in this part of the metro, rather in Lwandle, is that when we entered in one of the entrances into this township, we were literally greeted by a vehicle that was torched, and there was still smoldering, so one can assume that it was torched not too long ago. And that is the reason why we're seeing the heavy deployment here. And as I put it, there are a number of vehicles that we saw driving past this particular police station that have been stoned in this part of the township of Lwandle, I mean. However, we have not really spoken to anyone that has indicated that there has been heavy-handedness or brutality that has been used. And I think the comments stem from the altercation between law enforcement agencies and the minibus taxis that were impounded on Tuesday afternoon in Foreshore CBD, where law enforcement officers said that one of their members was allegedly attacked by a minibus taxi operator, hence why then we saw that clash, and it followed or stemmed from the impounding of about 15 vehicles. That particular clash also saw the arrest of about 27 taxi operators.
Thank you very much, Nasiphi, for that report. We'll touch base with you a little bit later on. In a nutshell, e-hailing services have put their weight behind the taxi strike in the Western Cape, meaning those services will not be available this afternoon.